Hi, I'm Tricia Clements, Chief Fur Wrangler with MuttButs.com, and in this video I want to talk to you about productivity in your office and home. I'm going to give you 3 tips that'll really help you get your office organized and also more productive. The first tip is to really get your office space organized. And I talked a lot about that in my recent video where I talked about downsizing and getting rid of things that you don't use a lot. And that's something that's really key if you want to make sure that you're more productive. Get rid of those things that you don't use and really make sure you're focusing on the things that you use every single day and that you really need in your office. And I have a picture from when I moved. Oh my gosh, you all, I love using the Rubbermaid containers, but I had a couple extra. And after I finished unpacking, I noticed I had a little bit more than I really needed. So I am going to be putting those on and getting rid of them to sell them to some people that do need them. And I've got, if you're looking for places online to find to sell some of the things because maybe they are really good items but you simply don't use them, check out my video and that I recently did, and you can get lots of tips on that. So if you have items right there at the front and center of your workspace that you have not touched in a month, take a look at it and see, is it something that's really necessary that maybe you do really need and you have it front and center so you remember it, but it's not something that you use every day? Go ahead and find a place for that in your office that's not front and center because it's getting in your space for your everyday work. But if it's really important and it's something that you really need to do, make sure you go ahead and give it a reminder. So I have it set up with IFTTT to get text reminders of specific things that I have to get done to remind me about them. I've got a video you can check out and look and set that up yourself. The second tip are lists. Okay, so I am a huge list maker. I like making lists for every single thing I do. The key is to make the list and maybe make it the night before, because if you're getting ready to do your work, a lot of times you get distracted, squirrel, because you're there and the email comes in and you start looking at it. Next thing you know, half hour or more goes by and you haven't done the important things for the day. So what the best thing to do is take time at the end of each workday to make a list of the things that you really need to get done first thing the next day. Just make a list of those important items you really need to make sure you get done. That way, when you start your day off, you have that list to take a look at and check out before you do anything with any email or anything that you could get distracted by. Along with my daily to-do list that I make the night before, I also like to make weekly, sometimes monthly if there's certain things that have to be done this same day of the month, but I really like the weekly list. So for instance, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there are specific things I do every Monday. Specific things I do every Tuesday. So if there is an item that you need to do, but it's not something you need to do every single day, maybe put it on one of those lists so that once a week you take a look and do that specific item. It helps organize things and get those tasks on your list so you don't forget them and they don't pile up. Now, for lists, one of my big tips for lists, I love making lists, but I know I'm like a lot of us that when I get on there and I make my list, I make a long list and then I love checking things off. So I do the easy things first. So here's a tip. Don't do all the easy things first. Take the one big task that you're kind of dreading and tackle it first, because when you get that huge thing off your list, all those other little items that you can really quickly check off just go fast and you've really done the really important thing that you may have been procrastinating but may really need to get done. So tackle those big tasks. Don't just take and check off, see how many you can check off. Go on there and see how many big items you can check off those lists. The third tip that I have for you is outsourcing. Hire it out. I love finding new ways to hire things out for other people to do for items that I don't like to do, are time consuming. Time is money in business. So if there is a specific task that you have to do and it's just time consuming and someone else can do it for you, oh, by all means, get someone else to do it for you. Some of my favorite things I found recently, and I'm going to put some links in the description below for you, but I love Instacart. Instacart, while you're sitting there in your office working, they are at the grocery store shopping for you, getting exactly what you want on your list because you've told them. If you put the app on your phone, you'll get a notice that they're shopping. If there's something that there is not available at the store, they will tell you that they have substituted it and you can approve or disapprove the item. So it's really good. You know that they're shopping, then they bring it right to your front door. And you can go on and schedule this anywhere from, it depends on where you are and the time of day and week that it is, but a lot of times you can get it done within an hour, and you can also do it for a day or two or even more out. If you know you need to go to the grocery store maybe at the end of the week and you don't have time, go ahead, set it up and put it on there then and set it up for someone else to go to that grocery store, because that can give you time to do other things that you really need to do in your business. I've also tried one of the meal prep plans called Plated, and there are lots of them out there. I liked the meals that Plated had. So what they do is you look through their menu, tell them what you want for the week, and they will ship you the ingredients and the recipe and you cook it yourself. And it's a good option if you're wanting to a lot of times save some money on the grocery store, because while when you look at it, it might be expensive, you're not getting all of the extra items at the grocery store that you didn't need, where you may need a little bit of a specific item and they will send that specific amount instead of getting a whole bottle of something that you may not use again. So Plated is really good, and you can pick the delivery day that they send it to you. It's delivered right to your front door, and you can also skip weeks. If there's a week you're not interested in the meals, you can skip it. So I've got a link to that, and I've got a couple of free weeks in there to give out. So get in touch with me and see if I have any of those available. The other thing I like to do is hire out cleaning. So if there's just something that you don't like to do, some people enjoy cleaning and find it relaxing. I don't. So go ahead and hire that out so that you can be doing other things related to your business and have someone else come in and do that task again that maybe you don't enjoy, is time consuming, and you have that time that you can now use to work on your business. I also love a website called jet.com. That's a site you can also get groceries on there. You can also get your household goods. I love getting paper plates, napkins, cleaning supplies, all of that, because you know how when you go to the store to get that stuff, it kind of sometimes seems like a time warp. You wonder how it took you that long to get the stuff. You just go online, order it, and if you order a certain amount, I believe it's about $35, they will ship it to you for free. So that's something that, again, is a time saver. And when you order through jet.com, also through Instacart, they have favorites on there. So if you've ordered something before, it will come up on there and you can order things. If you have certain things that you order and is consistently order, that will come up there, save you time. You don't have to look to see where they have moved it in the store. Someone else is doing all of that for you. The other thing that you might want to consider is a virtual assistant. I have definitely used virtual assistants because there are things in your business that really take up some time and you really don't yourself need to be doing them. For instance, I go to lots of different networking events and I get business cards. Well, it's really time consuming to input those cards in my system and get them in the information in. So I have a virtual assistant that I have that does that. So that's definitely something that you might want to consider is a virtual assistant for that, or even a virtual assistant or accountant that can do your QuickBooks or whatever accounting software that you have. Things like that maybe are things that you certainly can do, but it's just time consuming and for your business. And really to be productive, you need to be focusing on the things in your business that really produce your income. Make sure you check the description below because I have lots of links for all the things that I talked about in this video. In the comments, make sure you let me know if you have any time-saving tips. I would love to hear them. I'm always looking for new ways to save time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tricia Clemens with MuttButs.com. Click the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.